Hi everybody, my name's June Baker. I just want to say hello and welcome to those of you that don't know me. I've been paddling for the last 13 years and I just love every minute of it. But first of all, I just want to give you a little bit of background information on me, for those that don't know me. I was diagnosed back in 2007 and that was found in screening, in the national screening programme. But I just want to take you back a chapter or two before that, if that's okay with you. Back to in the 90s when my sister Mags, some of you know her, our drummer, was diagnosed with breast cancer. And she was the first one in our family to have a diagnosis of breast cancer in the second generation. The first generation all died in their 40s and 50s. So we knew when Mags was diagnosed that actually something is happening here. So to move on to into late 1990s, we were taken up by Manchester as a family and to find the genetic fault that may be causing the high incidence of breast cancer, ovarian cancer and other cancers in our family that had taken so many of our loved ones away. So they knew that we probably did have a faulty gene. And in December 2001, they found the gene. So it probably took about 5 years to find the gene. They knew, though, back in the early 90s that because of my age, I probably was at a high risk of having breast cancer anyway. So in 96, they advised me to have a hysterectomy, a oophorectomy, because they knew that the BRCA2 gene that they found is linked to estrogen receptive cancers, breast cancers. So by having that surgery, it reduced my risk really, really down. And so normally with the BRCA2 gene, you've got a 60 to 80% chance of having breast cancer and a 20 to 30% chance of having ovarian cancer. So it was quite high, really. So I didn't need thinking about, because I just thought, well, we've got to have something in the family, and, if it's going to reduce my risks, that's what I'll do. So I had my test in April 2002, and so that is like 7 years after they found, I had my hysterectomy, and my BRCA2 testing was negative. But I still felt okay about that because I felt it was reducing my risks. Whiz on to the next chapter in that, through all that, I was being screened and tested basically at Manchester very, very well. Professor Gareth Evans, some of you may know him as a geneticist there. I was part of all different studies. The MARIB study was a study where they looked at mammograms versus MRI, looking at younger women and how breast tissue changes and whether there was a higher incidence in finding the tumour sooner, which has a better outcome for people, than later. So I felt very privileged to be part of all those studies, really, because I did feel that that was the way forward for the future in the screening. And so when you think about what we're going through now, when the testing and the screening is paramount, I just really believe in it completely. So till I was 50, I was looked after from the age of, 38 till 50 at Manchester. And, I can't thank them enough for that, for what they've done for our family. So then I went into the national screening programme at the age of 50 and didn't get a mammogram till 52. There, the radiographer found something slightly different on the film than what was on my last mammogram at Manchester. So I thank her dearly that she was looking at that very clearly that day and saw something very different. It was only a very, very small tumour. It was very slow growing because, of course, I didn't have any estrogen or very little estrogen. And they knew it was 100% estrogen positive and receptive. So if I hadn't have had a hysterectomy, it would have been grown much faster. So it was only a grade 1, so again, felt very lucky. And that meant the surgery was less, the treatment was less. I did have to have the sentinel node biopsy, which wasn't very pleasant, and that left me with more problems really than the first surgery. But I only needed tamoxifen. You know, Manchester again did another test, the CYP-D6 test, to look at whether tamoxifen or Arimidex would be the best option for me, and they said that it all came back as positive for taking tamoxifen, which again has its own problems, but yeah, I complied with that, and that's been fine. So I feel very lucky that through screening, my journey, my story, my treatment has been so different and less invasive, I suppose, to my body because of the information we got from Manchester. Whilst I know that, you know, genetics is not for everybody, I suppose the reason I'm telling you about the screening is and the testing is that I'm just a bit worried that at this moment when we're going through what we're going through, that somebody might be putting something off. I just want to say don't, because, you know, the NHS is out there for every one of us, and I was just elated this week to find out they're going to do a screening programme for prostate cancer, which I think is amazing. And I just think it's the way forward in looking after people. Also, 2 years after the breast cancer in 2007, so in end of 2009, 2010, I was diagnosed with malignant melanoma, which came completely out of the blue. None of us had had any dealings with that in our life, but we did, and now we had to get on with it. But they actually do think there was a link between the breast cancer and the melanoma, or they think there may be another fault in a gene in our family that maybe why I got the breast cancer could be that, and could be linked with the melanoma. And they are still testing, and they will continue to test our family for as long as anybody wants to be tested. So that, I think that's fantastic, and we feel very well looked after. But I just wanted to talk to you a bit about, especially to our newbies, because paddling is amazing. And I have been in contact with a new member, and it's very hard to talk to people, to actually write to somebody or to talk to somebody that you've never ever met. So I just really wanted to put a face to a name for some of you, and also to say that on a Sunday morning, and we should be there now on the water, you know, the preparation starts the day before. You know, you're thinking about what we're going to wear, is the weather going to be right, you know, how many people are going to be there, it's going to be one boat, it's going to be two boats. But the excitement is there, and it doesn't leave you, even though we can't get on the water now. So I just wanted to say to you to try and take you there really, and think, you know, we get there about 10 o'clock in the morning. There is a bit of faffing about, but you know, hey, that's us, that's Paddlers for Life. There's lots of laughter, lots of hugs, cake, I'm sure you might know by now, and just really linking up with each other again, because none of us would have ever met each other had we not gone paddling, and we've got this amazing other family, and it's our paddling family, I suppose, and we come together and we just have an amazing time, from dressing the boats, and we do dress the boats, you'll see what we mean by that. You know, our dragon boats are beautiful, they're not just a boat. We love them dearly, they help to get us well. I never thought I would dragon boat. I never thought that's what I needed to find my new normal, but I did, and it did help me find my new normal. So from lining up with your buddy, and you'll know more about what that means, I'm sure, as these weeks go on and we do more and more of these little videos. You know, introducing yourself. You can't remember everybody's name, but hey, just say I'm sorry, you know, who are you? I can't remember you. That's what I used to do. But yeah, we've just got a lovely group of strong, physically strong, emotionally strong. We've all got that from paddling together, and from when we launch the boats and we take it down to the water, and she makes this sound as she goes in, and it's just wonderful sound, and all these bubbles come up and you think, oh, it's like she's talking to you. And then we get in the boat, we always load the boat from the front, the drummer goes on, and then, you know, we buddy up, get in the boat, and from that moment when the helm says either steady forward paddling or steady backward paddling, attention, go. When your hand touches that water and you get that connection with that water, it's just thoroughly amazing. It's just, there's just something about it, about us all doing it together, all in time together. It's very rhythmic, the beat of the drum, it's just something that you'll hold dear in your heart for the rest of your life, really, once you've done it. And when you see the smiles on people's faces when we get off the water, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. So I send you lots of love, everybody. Keep well, keep safe. I'm having my coffee. Cheers. We'll have a coffee together one day. I'm sure we will. But I just wanted to leave you with this, and I can't turn it round because this is all new to me. I just wanted to leave you with this card. I don't know if you can see that. That's one of the cards we did in our writing project. And, you know, there is something special about that lovely water. And we do have a lovely song, actually. I'm not a very great singer, but I'll try it, seeing as everybody else is singing just now. And it's called Windermere Water. So here goes. Windermere water, Windermere water, Windermere water, this is our home. Carry us safely, carry us safely, carry us safely till we return. As I said, I'm not a great singer, but bye everybody. Sending you lots of love, and I can't wait till I see you all again. Take care. Bye.